Listen to me, motherfucker. I'm talking. I say horrible things sometimes because I think they're funny. My podcast is a verbal mosh pit because it's just me pinwheeling around. You don't know where the fuck I'm going to wind up, and I generally have no idea when it's going to end or start. I'm responsible for this whole goddamn thing. I want a little respect from you people. Hey, what's happening, Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. How are you? We are starting. I am starting against my better judgment. I don't know why. We've been sitting here talking. I've been here. It's now, it's like 6:45 Lily time, and I've been here since 4, doing stuff, taking care of business. You know how it goes. But sure you do, folks. You know how I do things. Oh, really? Yeah, some sex involved? Yeah. I came here and I plowed Lily, bent her over a table. That's awful. I'll get to that in a second. That would be terrible, yeah. Nobody wants to hear that. Everybody's like, oh, Mommy and Daddy are doing that? Because we're their podcast, Mommy and Daddy. That's who we are, and they don't want to think about that. People are like, that's awful. Jesus Christ. That's who we are, yes. We're old, face it. We are. All of our audience is 20. We're 43, and people are just like, wow, that's like our Mommy and Daddy. All right. I don't know if 20-year-olds would call us Mommy and Daddy. That doesn't make any sense. Folks, I just jumped into the show fucking both feet. I don't care. I'm in the deep end right now, flailing, trying desperately to get some traction because I got nothing for you this week, folks. I'm doing a short show. I'm calling it right the fuck now. This is a short goddamn show. I hope. I pray. And I can make it short. That's the thing. I can make it short if I want, but then I'll always be like, it doesn't seem like a natural ending. Yes, it does. So shut up, dummy. All right, but I'll be truly honest with you, folks. I got fuck all for you this week because this is one man show week, as we all know. And I announced at the beginning of year 3. I said you folks can come with me on the creation of the one man show. Have you really? Let's be honest. Have you really come with me on the creation of the one man show? I've kept it quiet. I haven't really talked about it on the air because I thought it would be a process. I thought I'd be filming stuff. What are you going to film? Me typing? Stupid. I just thought it was a good idea earlier, but now it just completely fell by the wayside. I'm like, oh, yeah, dude, you guys will come along with the creation. And I will tell you this. People keep asking me if I'm going to tape it this weekend for a DVD. Because, folks, I'm in San Francisco this weekend. I'm not even going to wait till the end for the plugs because this is all I have to talk about because that's I can talk about the heat. It's hot finally here in California. That's pretty cool. It's what was it, 106 when I left my house. That was great. And then by the time I got to Lowe's, it had cooled off to like 99. So that's good. It was a full 7-degree change, and which is good for me because I like hot better than cold. I would rather die in a fire than die in ice. Yeah, that's right. I would rather die in a fire than die. If I had to choose how to die, first of all, I would hope I would have more choices than fire and cold, extreme cold. I hate who's making me make that choice. The Lord? Who's the only person? Look, we're going to kill you, but here's your choices. We can burn you in a fire. It's Dr. Evil. That's what it is. Yeah, that's funny. Sharks with laser beams, or all right. I got to be honest though. I like heat. I like hot. I like hot weather. I wouldn't want to die in a fire. Would I? I don't think I want to. No, folks, take that back. If you're planning on killing me, and I'm sure some of you have thought of it. Some of you, that thought has flashed through your head. Just rule out fire. I don't want to die in a fire because then you're unless, here's the thing. If I'm dead, you can burn me up. All right? Can we make that compromise? For you firebugs out there who want to kill me? If you want to murder me first. Or knock me unconscious. That's fine. Knock me out. Or give me some heavy drugs. Like, oh, wow. Hold on. The headphones just did something weird. That was weird. All right. You folks didn't hear that. That's in my head. But if you're going to kill me, do me a favor. Just knock me out. Like, hit me with a sap, with a blackjack in the head, and make sure that I'm no longer conscious. And kick me a few times, too. I might just be groggy. And then set me on fire. So if you're planning on killing me, please, if you want to set me on fire, look, I can't argue with you. If you have your heart set on killing me by setting me on fire, all I ask is that you make sure I'm unconscious at the time. Okay? Deal? Deal. But who would kill me with cold? That would be weird. You'd have to hold a whole chamber. That would be then you're getting into line. All of a sudden we're like, Vince D'Onofrio in The Cell. Then you got to have a whole like a crazy dream world and a bunch of shit's got to happen. And then you got to lock me in a friezo chamber. Yeah, I can't have that. My house is a friezo chamber now. Just my bedroom. Here's the thing. I'm wasting money. Did I say that? I talked about this last week, didn't I? God damn it. Because Karen, we have to turn on the air conditioning. We talked about it. Folks, I haven't heard last week's show because, again, this week is all about the one-man show, so I didn't want to confuse myself with Tales of Juggalos. I said, dude, seriously, don't warp your brain with Juggalos. You got other things you got to write. Because I got a show coming up this weekend. Folks, I don't know if you've heard. I'm going to be in San Francisco this weekend. I keep yawning. Fuck. I'm just going to let it go. Kills time. All right. Lily Von Stupp is coming to the show, folks. And let's cover the awkwardness of this situation. All right. A couple of weeks ago, I should say a couple of months ago, I told Lily, I said, look, we're doing this show in San Francisco, and I would really like you to come. She said, that's great. I would love to be there. And then she promptly bought a hotel room in San Diego for another event. Now,
didn't know it was the same weekend.
I don't understand why she would do that, but that's her. That's her prerogative. She wants to go ahead and flit around like a gadfly and be all things to all people without checking a fucking calendar. That's fine. That's on her. But then, just like 2 weeks ago, she's like, oh, did you know the Tiki Oasis is that weekend? And I'm like, so now I feel guilty for making her fucking come to San Francisco. I'm like, dude, go to the thing you want to go to. You know, I don't want to be that guy who makes you come and see. Because, again, look, I don't want to make anybody come and see me. I want people to come and see me, and I want them to like it. And this gets to me. I did the workshop last week for the show where I want to thank everybody who came. They were very nice and indulged me as I talked in circles on stage and basically told them all why they shouldn't be there. It was a night of me explaining why they should never want to pay to see me. It's so stupid. And look, I understand. It's funny. Mex will tell me all the time. He's like, dude, you got to stop talking about how you've got nothing or the show's not good because eventually you're going to convince everybody that that's the case. And part of me knows that that's true, but then part of me is like, well, that's who I am, though, as a guy. Like, as I'm constantly in my own fucking head and judging myself, and I know what it is. It's fucking self-preservation. It's me wanting to try to get ahead of the curve, so you can't tell me I suck, so I'll say it before you. You know what I mean? Even though I know I don't suck, I think I'm fucking great. Like, but I can't channel the greatness, the thing where I think I'm great, and still tamp down the thing where I try to explain to you why you shouldn't be there. Terrible. All right, so. I said to Lily, I go, look, we're going to San Francisco. She said, fine. Then she buys a ticket for San Diego. She's got a hotel room and tickets and all that stuff because her boobs are going to be on display for everybody. And I said, look, you can display your boobs for everybody in San Francisco if you want. All right, well, let me get to this. So when I told her a couple months ago she's going to San Francisco, she's like, great, I have friends up there I can stay with. I said, cool, I don't know if we're flying or we're driving. I have no idea how it's going to work. And she's like, no problem, keep me in the loop on that because, the guy in San Francisco, Bucky, who's bringing me up there, Bucky Sinister, he was, talking about me flying, but we weren't sure what was going to happen. All I know is I said, Lily, look, you're coming up with me. That's great. She goes, great, I have a place to stay. Everything's fine. I go, good, I'll let you know how we're getting up there. Then she booked San Diego. So she's got a place to stay. Unfortunately, it's in San Diego. So that's fine. I don't know how that's going to lend itself to her being involved in the San Francisco show, unless somehow we get her involved via Skype. How great would that be, by the way, if I did the show in San Francisco and we just had Lily via Wi-Fi Skype laughing, like just fake laughing at everything. Or I brought an audio track. I just made her laugh on a track. And you know what's funny? She can't do that, by the way. I will tell you this. Lily will laugh at everything. Again, she does not think I'm as funny as I think she thinks I am because I've seen her laugh at a guy trip. Okay, like we'll be outside and a guy will fall into a shrub and she laughs like she laughs at my brilliance. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not that fucking brilliant. It's like when my wife will see somebody who's not good looking and she'll be like, oh, he's good looking. And I'll go, fuck, I must be hideous. If you think that guy's attractive, what the fuck? How could you possibly think that I'm good looking if you think that guy's good looking? And my wife's like, no, I think he is good looking because my wife tries to find the best in everybody. And I'm like, that guy's a walking skin tag. How the fuck can you like that guy? And she's just like, well, no, he's okay looking. Because it's like we saw this guy at a restaurant once and she's like, he's good looking. I'm like, that guy's not good looking. He's a fucking tragedy. That guy, he looks like an abstract painting in pants. I mean, I don't want to fucking see that dude. And she's like, oh, well, I think he's good looking. But then again, that just leads me to go, fuck, how hideous am I? I must be like a goddamn Frankenstein. And yes, I know it's not a Frankenstein, it's just Frankenstein. But I love to say a Frankenstein. There was a song, Tracy Morgan was on 30 Rock, and they did Werewolf Bar Mitzvah, and it's the greatest fucking song ever. And my favorite part in it is, in the song, Tracy Morgan is singing his part, and then he has another guy telling him why he's wrong. Like in the song. So he says, there were Draculas and something else. And the guy goes, it's not Draculas. It's not, there's no S. It's not plural. It's Dracula. Or no, Frankenstein's. That's not Frankenstein's. No S. It's not plural. There was Frankenstein. So, but in the song, he's trying to explain to Tracy Morgan why he's wrong. And my favorite part is the conceit that guy would explain it within the song, and yet they would still release the song. The fact that he would put out, because again, it gets to the character of Tracy Morgan, the Tracy character on 30 Rock, that's how much of an idiot is. He would do that, and then a guy within the recording studio would explain to him how dumb he was, and yet he would still release the song. And then, of course, it would still sell 2 million copies, and he would still make money off of it because he lives a charmed life. That's who Tracy Jordan is on the Tracy Morgan Show, Tracy Jordan Show on 30 Rock. All right. So, yes, I know it's not Frankenstein's, but I love to say it. It's like I say Dracula's. I go, oh, dude, or I'll say that guy's a Dracula. I know there's not several Draculas. I know vampires are different, but I'd like to call every vampire a Dracula. Take that. All right. That guy's a Dracula. He's not a vampire because vampire, that just doesn't, that sound, a vampire is trying to sound cool. Dracula sounds ridiculous. I mean, because it's so silly. Because, again, you think of the first thing I think of when I hear Dracula is I think of cereal. I just do. I think of Count Chocula. You know what? I could say that guy's a Chocula. I could probably say that. That's better than saying that guy's a Dracula. That guy's a Chocula. God damn it, awesome. All right. I have like 5 boxes of Count Chocula at my house, and I can't eat it. Like, I haven't eaten it, I should say, because I don't drink milk anymore. I don't drink any more milk. By the way, one time Mex did a song called More Milk, Please, and it was just his son saying more milk, and Mex mixed it in like into a song. He wrote an actual song around it, and then my godson is just going, more milk, please. All right. So, you know what? Let's just play that right now. We'll go to More Milk, Please. Here, enjoy this. How terrible would that be? Mex would kill me if I played all those songs. All right, so, the fuck was I talking about? Where was I? How did I get here? San Diego. You're in San Diego. All right, so, then Lily buys her ticket in her fucking room in San Diego, and I'm like, I find this out a couple weeks ago, and I go, that's the same weekend as the one-man show. And she, of course, what? Oh my Lord, I didn't even... Dude, you've got 9 phones and laptops in this building with calendars on them. You couldn't check? You could not check? Not only that, every Wednesday I sit here and I plug the show August 20th and 21st in front of you.
I know, I'm an idiot.
And then you have to listen to it over and over as you edit that show and upload it to the internet. You hear the dates echoing in your head like me saying I've got nothing for you. I mean, it's like I say it that much. And yet you fucking can't delineate between weekends? So I told her, I go, look, just go to San Diego. Because the thing is, I don't want to drag her to San Francisco. I don't want her, because again, then it looks like her job was to come up and laugh. It's so terrible. That's not what I wanted. I wanted her to come up because I like Lily. And I think Lily understands what I'm trying to do. So I wanted her to be there when I did this, because then she could give me tips or pointers or help me, or, honestly, just I'm Linus, folks. I'm Linus, and I got to drag my Lily around so I feel good about what I'm doing. That's just the way it is. And everybody wants to make fun of me for it. That's fine. But it's like, she's my DL. She's my designated laugher. So she's going to, I know for a fact, if I go to San Francisco and all of you people that are coming to the show, and by the way, I use the word all very loosely, but if the people that are coming to the show on the 20th or the 21st aren't going to enjoy it, I know there's one person in the room who's going to enjoy it. So yay, I can at least play to her again, just like I would do on a Wednesday. It would just be like a live version of the podcast where I play only to her and a sea of disgruntled faces, which is fine. As long as I've got that you just heard, I can get past it. That's fine. But now that she's going to be in San Diego, I now have to go up to a room full of strangers. And I know you're not strangers. You're people who enjoy me and want to come to the show, and that's great, and I'm excited about it. It's funny because people keep trying to convince me. They're like, dude, these people want you to succeed. Like, they want to enjoy you. They like what you do, so they're going to come to the show and enjoy it. You need to recognize that. So quit saying that people aren't going to fucking enjoy it. Dude, when I did this workshop the other day, Again, I want to thank everybody for coming. It was nice. Tyler was there, Alfonso was there, and Scott was there with, was it Amanda? I think it was. And Kelly, and yeah, exactly. But Kelly was there. So everybody was there. And then she had her baby 2 days later. A pregnant woman came to the workshop, and she was very nice, and her name was Amanda. I believe it was Amanda. And I'll have to listen.
What'd you name it?
I'm sure Mike. So she came to the show, and she was pregnant. And they afterwards we were all talking, and she said, "Yeah, we actually were worrying that I might have to go to the hospital today because I'm overdue." And I'm like, "Why the hell are you here? Holy God!" Like, Because then it made, I'm glad she didn't tell me beforehand, because then I would have been even as weird as I am and as weird as I was. Imagine if I knew that. I would have been the weirdest dude in the world, like constantly referring to her and hoping her water didn't break. Uh,
Oh, damn, it would have been awesome.
but I will say this though, then she wound up 2 days later had the baby, and you're saying to me, Mike, how the fuck do you know that she had the baby? For some weird reason, they put it on Facebook. Literally, my water just broke on the way to the hospital. Wish us luck. We're all excited.
Awesome.
No. Put your thumbs away if your water broke. Don't go to Facebook and tell everybody about it.
I disagree.
All right. I guess we disagree on that. I think if you're having a baby, you don't need to vampire bite me or poke me or whatever the fuck goes on over there. You don't need to. I don't need a status update that you're having a baby.
The whole thing.
Huh?
She
She took pictures of the baby and Twittered it? Yeah. Oh,
It's
crowning,
crowning.
LOL. Baby scalp. Here's the scalp of my baby. LOL. Creepy. Nah. Fuck this social networking if it turns into that. I can't. I mean, at that point, you might as well just get like a Big Brother camera in your vagina the entire 9 months. You know what I mean? Just be like, yeah, look, he's got a hand now. Isn't that great? Like the whole thing is like an ultrasound, but it runs live on the internet for 9 months. Like it's like the Truman Show, but from the fucking jump, like from the beginning. You just put a tiny little, like shrink people down. You can't do that yet, but you can shrink a little camera down and have that floating around in your your placenta.
Camera?
Yeah, well, they have tiny cameras. I mean, when they do that colonoscopy, how do they do colonoscopies? They put those little cameras.
A small camera. They don't make a big
Yeah.
one. Shrink
I think they should. I think they should make it. It would be much more effective if you made a bigger camera. All right, first of all, we need to make a shrink ray. Hold on, we need to get some scientist out there needs to get on making a shrink ray, okay? And then after you make the shrink ray, then we can shrink a little camera and put it down there and watch a baby form for 9 months. I think it's perfect. And you know who's working on this? Hollywood producers, because they're like, oh, that will mean we don't have to pay writers again. That'll be the true reality show. We can shrink a camera down and jam it up some chick's twat. Boom, there you go. You got a show. I cannot believe I just used the word twat. You know who uses that word? My mom. She's the only person on earth left who still uses that. She's a twat. I'm like, oh, ma, classy. All right, but now you know what? I'm on board. Me and my mom, we use that word. But yeah, that's what TV producers are doing. They're like, dude, we got to shrink down a camera. And then and I'm sure they now, because then they're like, well, how do we get it up there? We got to figure out that we got to shrink a delivery system. No, you know what you do? You shrink down a camera to the size of like really, and then put it in a guy's mouth, and he puts a straw in her vagina, and he just blows it up there like a goddamn dart. It's like a spitball. There you go. The camera goes up there, and wherever it sticks, and it films from the inside. And eventually, it'll be like a horror movie too, because then you see like a little hand creep out. Oh, scary. All right. This is what we need. We need shrunk down vagina cameras. I think we need to get those in. Folks, first we need a shrink ray. I think I've covered that. Get a shrink ray, and then we can start making shrunk down vagina cameras and watch babies be formed. Because it'll start out, you'll put it in there, and it'll be like, you'll see little tadpoles, and then boom. Well, that's from conception. We can't film right from conception, can we? Depends on how small the camera is. Well, no, because that's even worse. Because what if from conception? What if you get the straw and you shoot the camera up there and it penetrates the ovum? Boom! You can have a camera baby. I don't know. That's fucking creepy. You're gonna wind up getting pregnant with like a robot camera baby with lens eyes. And then you got to shoot a camera up to see the camera baby get formed. And then it's gonna burst out of her stomach and film it. Oh, crazy! I don't like it. A point of view baby. I don't know if I like a point of view baby. All right. How did I get here? What was I talking about? I'm not sure. San Diego. There you go. So Lily was going to go to and I'm like, okay. And now, because again, I don't want to make her come to San Francisco, because you know what San Diego holds the allure for her? It's boobs and friends and partying and fun and burlesque and all of that neat stuff that she enjoys and is her favorite thing in life. San Francisco is drudgery. San Francisco is she's going to see her friends, which is great, and she's going to go stay over at her friend's house, and that'll be fine. She'll have a little sleepover, but then at night she's got to go over to the theater and see me do my horribleness. And it's not horrible. Come see it. It's great. All right, so I'm trying. So now, again, you know me. I'm always trying to get people not to come anyway. So then when I hear she's got San Diego, that makes me sad, because it makes me think that this show wasn't important enough for her to block it off, and San Diego is much more important. So she's like, she's going to do that. So I'm like, don't even come. I don't even want you to come. And she's like, no, it's okay. I'll figure it out. So then she has to sell her ticket, and then she has to get rid of her hotel room. And so then last week she tells me, she's like, yeah, I'm out this big money for this hotel room, but that's okay. I guess I'll go to San Francisco anyway. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Now she's out the hotel room money, and I feel like a dick. But again, she's like, I'll come up with you, and that's fine. So I call her up and I go, look, all right, if you're coming up, I'll drive. I won't fly. I said, unless you want me to pay for a plane ticket for you, I'll. And she's like, no, it's okay. We'll drive up together, and that'll be fine. And I said, well, look, you can stay in my room if you want. All right, she can stay in the hotel room for me. But I already knew she was staying with friends, so I just said that to be nice and friendly. I just like, all right, yeah, you can stay in my room if you want, because it's just your offering. You do that. And she said, okay. And I swallowed hard. And I went, what? She goes, well, that would actually work out. She goes, because then if we drive up together, then I can stay in your room. That works out perfectly. And I stared forward for a long time and went, oh, because again, I want her to come, folks. I want her to come to the thing. And I know she's already losing all this money in this hotel room in San Diego. So essentially, it's like she's paying for her own goddamn room anyway. But she's going to stay in my room? And I'm like, oh, cool. All right, cool. You can stay in my room. That works out perfectly for, certainly for one of us. I think that's great. Because, folks, let me tell you about myself. If I go to a strange town where I'm playing, I walk right in the hotel room. The first thing I do is I get naked. I do. It's the first thing I do. I put she's laughing, thinking that I'm kidding, but I'm not. I hang out in my room. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. So I hang out in my room, like with fucking, I'm in a pair of boxers, and that's it. And then I will, I jerk off in every room in the hotel to make sure. Well, not in the hotel. That would be quite a feat. Hello, housekeeping? No, I think not. Ha ha! I unleash my seat in their hallway and I run away to the next room. No, I don't jerk off in every room in the hotel. Again, that's time consuming. Who can do that? And I don't have a pass key. If I was 22, I'd give it a shot. But no, I jerk off in my room. That's how I do it. To make sure when they come in with the black light and check the bedspread. Oh my God, how horrible is this guy? But yeah, so Lily's like, yeah, I'll stay with you. And I went, oh, that's odd. But all right, great, yay. Thinking that there's no way she's staying with me. I thought it was a joke or she was kidding. No, guys, we're going to San Francisco and we're driving up together, which I thought was going to be weird enough. Okay, I thought that was going to be, I was like, oh, well, that's all right, as long as I don't get on her nerves. Because, again, you guys think that I'm the crazy one, all right, and I'm nuts and all that, and I guess I am to a certain extent. But when I'm not talking to you guys, I'm a fairly normal guy. But Lily is crazy, all right, so she's, and when we get together, it's all I can do to walk in eggshells around her to not, like, set her off to where she goes and does crazy stuff. And I'm like, oh, God, no. I don't want to trip crazy, Lily. That's the thing. She's got a little switch. And if you flick it, oh, crazy Lily's there. So I'm in close proximity in the car. Look, I'm a fucking nut. All right, I'm not going to lie to you. So, but then with the two of us and such, oh, God. So that was the drive up. All right, I was worried about the drive up and back. But now she's going to stay in my room. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. So then I go, okay, cool. You can stay in my room. That'll be fine. So this week I called the hotel. I called Monday. And I said, hey, look, I'm coming in at the end of the week. And I gave him my name. And I said, look, I need to check in to, the availability of another room, if you have another room. And they did, but it was like, it was a crazy amount of money, all right, I guess because they're late in the game. But again, that never makes any sense to me. If I need a room in a week, and it's up to this point, you still haven't rented it out, wouldn't you be happy to just rent it out to me at the rate? Because I guess when Bucky got the rate for me at the hotel, they got a pretty good rate, but now that rate is unavailable. Whatever, it's supply and demand. Who fucking knows? I don't know how it works. I don't know how America works. So then I said, all right, well, look, I have a room. And I said, look, I need a room with 2 beds. I just need to make sure, that I have 2 beds. And they go, I'm sorry, we don't have any of those available. And I said, what? They go, we have queen beds and we have twin beds. And right now all of our twin beds are booked. And I said, well, can I get a king? Because I thought there was just, certain levels. Again, I'm used to going to Vegas. All right, whenever I book a hotel room, it's in Vegas. And in Vegas, they've got anything you want at any price. But this guy's like, I said, look, is there, all right. So then it dawns on me, if there's no twin bed, that means there's a queen bed, all right? Which means one of 2 things. Either I'm sleeping in the bathtub, which is fine, I've done it before, or Lily and I are sharing the queen bed. So I said to the guy, my first thought, I said, hey, can I get a king? Because I figured if there was a king bed, there would be that much less room for awkwardness. You know what I mean? Like, that much more room for sprawling and not accidental knuckle touching. You know what I mean? Well, nobody wants that. Nobody wants to wake up with, like, someone's arm on your neck and you're like, oh, God, what happened? And then all of a sudden she and I are John Candy and Steve Martin in Planes, Trains. I mean, that's horrendous. So I said, look, can I get a king size? Figuring we'd have a lot more real estate to avoid one another. And he says, we don't have any king beds. We have queen beds and we have twin beds. That's all that we have. And right now you have a queen. I said, oh, okay. I said, is there a way that I can get a twin bed? And he goes, well, I can tell you what, we can get you a rollaway bed, but it's $25 a night. And that just seems crazy. And he goes, and I will tell you this too, our rooms are moderate-sized rooms. If you get the rollaway bed, it's going to be very cramped. And which, first of all, thank you for your honesty, but also sounds like he's rooting for me to have to sleep with Lily in the same bed. Like, this guy wants to see what's going to happen. He doesn't know who I am, but maybe he's a listener, and he's like, this is going to be hilarious. Sir, I could give you a rollaway bed, but it's far too expensive. Why don't you just succumb to hijinks? Why don't you do that? Why don't you instead have a weekend where you're living as Jack Tripper and having a Three's Company episode happen? Could you do that? Because we would get enormous amounts of entertainment about it at the desk. So I said, all right, look, I go, do me a favor. If you've got the rollaway, I mean, I might have to think about that, I guess. But I mean, I really need the twin beds. And he's like, look, what I'll do is I'll make a note. And then when you check in on Friday, ask. There may be twin beds, but if there aren't, then you're just going to have to go with the queen or we'll get you the rollaway. And I said, all right, fine. So I hang up the phone. And I go, Karen's in the shower while this is going on. So I walk over to Karen and I go, all right, I got to talk to you. And I said, I'm going to San Francisco and Lily's coming. And I go, I just called them. And they don't have a room with two beds. And I should tell you, my wife is dripping wet naked, like with a towel when I'm telling her this. And she just looks at me with this like puzzled face. I go, they only have, the room I have has a queen size bed that I'm sharing with Lily. So, I mean, there's only one bed. And my wife just goes, that's nice. And I go, what? She goes, no. She goes, that's fine. And I go, oh, you're not pissed? And she goes, well, no. I mean, it's fine. You'll work it out however you got to work it out. I said, I know, and I just want to make sure you're on board with that and you're cool with it. She goes, oh, I'm fine. I can't wait to hear what Lily's going to say. And then she just started laughing. Like the most evil laugh I've ever heard my wife have in her life. I've been together with her for like 15 years. 15, do the math, 97, almost, something like that. But it was just this cackle. You know what? I would call it a cackle. She's just like, I can't wait to hear what Lily's going to say about that. Like this weird, she's never laughed like it before and won't laugh like it since. But yeah, so I said, all right. So that night I texted Lily a note and she's like, how are you? Hey, what's going on? I go, hey, can I call you? Because I didn't feel it was best to say, hey, by the way, we are sleeping together via text. By the way, wear something casual Friday. Make sure you bring something really nice. All right, so I call her up. She's like, what's up? And I go, hey, I called the hotel and, to check out an early check-in because I'm not sure what time we'll get there. And also, we have to pay money to park. Folks, big cities are a racket. And so then I said to Lily, I said, hey, I asked for a room with two beds and they can't do it. And there's this silence on the phone and she goes, what? I said, we have a queen-size bed. That's all we have in the room. And she goes, I don't do that. I don't know what that means. You don't sleep? You don't sleep in queen-size beds? I assume it means she doesn't share a bed with a guy, that she's, which I would know to be a lie, quite frankly, but I guess that's what she meant. But literally, I don't do that, which made me laugh. And I was, what? And she goes, I know. No, that's not, I can't do that. And I go, can't do what? I go, it'll be, we'll put up a sheet between us like Jewish people do. We'll have like a border. It'll be like it happened one night with you're Claudette Colbert and I'm Clark Gable. And all night long we'll be in black and white. It'll be fine. It'll work out perfectly. And because now I'm trying to get her on board. Because again, she's got a hotel room in San Diego. She can flee to it. I'm like, and part of me is like, go. I honestly, even to this second of me saying this sentence, go, please. But now I walk in today and she's like, oh, I got rid of the room in San Diego. And I'm like, oh, I guess this is happening. So she's like, I don't do that. I said, all right, great. I go, look, I'll sleep in the bathtub. That's not. She goes, no, you don't have to sleep in the bathtub. And I wanted to say to her, well, where the fuck do you think I'm going to sleep then? If we don't sleep together in the bed, I shouldn't go there. There's a floor certainly. Like now, look, if you want to tell me that I can't sleep in the bed with you, that's fine. But now you're going to tell me where I have to sleep? It makes no sense. I'm hoping if there's a chair and an ottoman, fuck, I can do that. I've done that a million times. That's fine. God knows I don't need to be refreshed or anything for my show. All right. But she was very, it was so funny how hinky she was Monday. She's like, that's not going to work for me. And I was like, all right. I go, well, we'll figure it out. Hopefully, we'll just hope that they have the twin beds. She's like, yeah, they better, because otherwise this is going to be something that I'm not going to be very comfortable with, I don't think. And I went, okay, relax. Calm down with the homina. I'll try to make sure we get twin beds. And then I didn't talk to her. And then in the morning I go home and I see Karen, and I told her, so now I go, I don't do that. I told Karen, Lily said that, and she's like, what does that mean? And I go, I don't know. I go, it means she doesn't sleep with me in a bed, I suppose. So now the past few days, every time something comes up, Karen will go, I don't do that. So as if the show itself wasn't going to be weird enough, as if I'm not climbing inside my own fucking brain about how I'm going to do this one-man show and people coming and is it going to be good? Am I going to be good? Am I going to be able to do this? Now I got to deal with, the I don't do that girl in my room. And, of course, let's be honest. I'm sure that night at my show, I'm not even going to go to sleep. You guys are going to carry me out on your shoulders, and I'm going to see San Francisco, and I'll probably wind up waking up on some girl's couch at some point. That's fine. That's not even going to be a problem, right? But I will tell you this. Depending on what happens in San Francisco, next week's show is either going to be fucking great or next week's show is not going to exist. It'll just be me at my house, like on a telephone trying to record it, and then I'll have to hire someone to put it up on the internet because Lily and I will no longer be speaking.
You're listening to The 40-Year-Old Boy on the Mike Schmidt Podcasting Network. And later, pink hearts, yellow moons, orange stars, green clovers, and a shillelagh in the ass.
Oh, I'm Vic.
And I'm Vinny.
And we're the Screw Brothers. Now, everybody's trying to save money, so they stay home to entertain themselves. We got plenty of new Blu-ray DVDs to keep you hot and hard the whole time you're home. Stuff like
Balloon Knot Bandits,
Prego Pervs, filmed from baby's point of view.
Ball Licker Shit Kicker, That Gal of Mine,
Big Girls Do Cry, a Tears is Lube tutorial.
A Cavalcade of Spooge,
Debbie Does Dallas and winds up married to Dirk Nowitzki.
Amish Hookers on Point,
Indiana Bones and the Legend of Sticky Face.
Hey, first person to come in and mention the 40-year-old boy gets an autographed copy of the Squirt Locker.
Make that staycation a playcation by stocking up on dirty Blu-ray DVDs from the House of Filth. Remember, it ain't filthy
unless it's screw filthy.
Here's my favorite part about Lily blanching at the going on the trip or whatever, and sleeping in the same bed. We took the break down. I'm talking to her, and she's like, the thing is, it's just weird because you're Karen's husband, and I don't do that. I don't do that with married people. I don't want that. I don't want that to be a thing, and that's presuming a lot, in my opinion. That's presuming that the married person wants to fuck you. I mean, it just seems like you're being arrogant and weird at that point. Like you're so hot, you're going to corrupt whatever marriage comes along.
No, not at all. I never want someone to ever doubt my friendship and loyalty.
Well, who would doubt that?
Trust me, I know girls who are so insecure, and I don't think that way of Karen. But I would never want to put myself in a position that in any way she could ever have a doubt or a fear or anything. Because
yeah, but that wouldn't be the case. I told you it was fine. I talked to her. Everything was fine.
It is. It's not a big deal now. I'm fine with it, too.
Well, Monday you were jumping out of your skin. It was great. I actually enjoyed it. Like, you were just like,
really? Are you? There's no... I kind of thought
my
you
favorite,
were just screwing with
but
me.
my favorite part was the really, like, you were, like, I would, like...
I thought you were just calling me up being funny, going, let's play a joke.
No, like...
Share a bed.
No, that's funny.
And I'm like, really?
You think I'm from the 50s, and I'm like, oh, we ran out of gas. I don't.
But not to get in my pants, just to be funny. I thought you were like
Oh,
screwing with me,
okay.
going, yeah, we have to share a bed now.
I
You know?
see. Well,
And I'm like, what?
Well, I told you flat out. I go, look, I'm serious. I go, we have to. I'm not even like this isn't a goof. And you were, I don't do that. Like a zombie. I don't. All right. So the good news is that tension will always be in play this weekend. That'll be fun. It'll be exciting. As I sleep in the bathtub and she's got any number of men out there in the room. That's the only tension is who's going to steal my wallet while I'm asleep in the bathtub.
You're awful.
And she brings over like 5 dudes.
You're awful.
And then she had to check with the clown. She's like, is that okay? And I guess she said he was like, I'm putting my foot down. You can't do that. And she's like, really? He's like, no. Which I would hope not, because on Facebook it says, in an open relationship with clown. And I'm like, oh, well, I mean, that, does that mean everything's off limits for you? I mean.
Oh, I'm not going into this.
All right. Just making sure. All right. But it just made me laugh that was your line in the sand. Or your line in the sheets, I guess, is the way it really put it. I hope there's no sand in the sheets. Oh, I don't like sleeping in sand. Oh, really? You're bringing some?
I'm bringing sand now.
Yeah, throw it on the one side that I'm supposed to be on. Boom, I'm in the bathtub. Perfect. And then some beachcomber comes in and you bang him as he puts his metal detector off to the
I
side.
love that you think I'm banging people in San Francisco.
Why wouldn't you? You're out of town. Hey, woohoo, live it up like a Shriner. You're going to drive a little car and wear a tiny hat? All right.
What do you think of me? Really?
What? I think that the time that I spend with you on Wednesday is good for you because it means that your ankles are actually closer to the floor than they usually are. Come on, that's mean. No, I'm teasing. Come on, I'm being silly. All right, folks. I get again. I'm filling time with this show because I'm still trying to think of the one-man show, and so that's what I've been consumed with. I will tell you this. You know what I did this week? Here's what I did. I got married this week. I found out on Facebook. My wife decided to write. I got a note like it said, confirm your relationship. My favorite is the new words that they've used on Facebook. It used to be has requested your friendship in the email. Now it says confirm your relationship with this person. What? And then you open it up and it says that they want to be your friend or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, this one it said confirm your relationship with Karen Reeder, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I'll say I say her name now because. She's on Facebook, and with all of this free time from her downsizing, she's decided to really be on Facebook. And one of the things she did is she wrote "married to Mike Schmidt" and put our anniversary date. And I looked at her, I opened it up, and then because I have to approve it, okay. So I look at her and I go, hey, are you cool with this? And she's like, yeah, I put it up, and I go. So now you've put up our wedding anniversary, the date we were married, and that you're my wife. So you know that that's going to be a thing, right? And she's like, what are you talking about? I go, you're going to get friend requests. You're going to get notes from people who know me or listen to the show. You're now getting sucked into my world. Are you ready for that? And she's like, well, yeah, that'll be fine. I go, you are. The woman who wouldn't let me put her picture on MySpace. Because at one time I tried to post, there's a great picture. Once when I had my headshots done, the professional photographer said, hey, man, we've got some left on this roll. And I said, why don't you take a picture of me and Karen? So there's a great picture where I've got my suit on and I've got my arm around her neck and we're smiling, looking at the camera. And I used that as my MySpace picture once. And she saw it like within 15 minutes and goes, take it down, take it down, take it down. I said, why? She goes, take it down. I don't want, you can't put pictures of me up. And I said, okay, fine. So I didn't. Because she never wanted pictures of herself up and never wanted to, and it didn't acknowledge. So I said to her, I go, look, you're the person who didn't want your photo up. And now all of a sudden you've got our anniversary up and that we're married. And she's like, yeah, it's okay. I said, all right. She goes, it's not going to be that big a deal. I said, okay. She put it up. Within 10 minutes, I had 5 comments from people saying, about, oh, good for you. Or, my favorite was my friend, a friend of a friend from back home wrote, I think I was there, which made me laugh. Because Facebook they just say you're married. Like it didn't say, you know what I mean? Like it just happened for some weird reason, which is strange. It doesn't just acknowledge that it seemed odd. But I told her, I go, okay. So yeah, but she's gotten friend requests and she got a note from some guy before she put it up. And he was writing her about where her job was or something, and then she wrote him back, and then it turned out he was a fan of the show, and he was like, I knew it was you, kind of like he kind of found out who she was or whatever, but she's like, oh yeah, it was kind of strange, And I go, well, it's going to get a lot more fucking strange now that you did this.
Her pictures are beautiful, though.
Oh, you like
She
that?
put up the three. Oh,
Yeah.
so pretty.
I have those in a frame on my desk. And you know what's funny? She, if you see my wife's profile, she's got her. It was a photo booth, and she got a strip photo, and I framed it. I go, I have to have that. So I framed it on my desk, and she always puts stuff over it, like she'll put like a ticket stub or something like over her pictures, and I go, don't do this. Stop doing it. What are you doing? What are you, me? You got to all of a sudden you deny. But it's so funny. Then she's like all of her. She has a friend who doesn't believe it's her. She has other people, and I'm just like, people are insane. What the? That's not you in those pictures. Really? Okay, then don't ever call me again. I mean, like, honestly, why is that even something you're arguing or bringing up at this point? That's not you in that photo. Okay, well, fuck you. How does that sound? Jesus Christ. I don't get it. People are so retarded. Terrible. So I'm married now, folks. Enjoy that. I'll look forward to your cyber gifts. Those will be coming. I'm registered at 4chan, so go ahead and browse over there.
Oh, no.
I'll look forward to getting plenty of tranny gifs from everybody as they, congratulations on your nuptials. Registered at 4chan, and I'm registered at Fleshbot. Go there and send me something. All right. Folks. I can't focus, man. Because I'm trying. It's so funny. With the one man, I'm even walking around like I'm at Graveyardville, and I'm walking around talking and just trying to say the show out loud. And not awesome, because then the worst part is I write. You guys know how I do things, where I don't really have a thing. I don't. There's writing me, and then there's talking me. There's podcast me, and there's writing me. There's scripted me, and it feels unnatural to be scripted me. So when I'm trying to make scripted me, I keep writing bits. So I sit down and I'm writing the one man, and I'm putting it out, and then I think of a bit, and I think of a bit, and I jam it in there, and then I'm typing it, and then pretty soon I got 4 pages, and I'm like, oh, dude. And it's funny because the main thing that I'm worried about with the one-man show is not filling the time. Like in my head, I was like, I haven't been on stage for that length of time, and am I going to be able to hold people's attention? Am I going to be able to be, are people going to want to listen to me that long? Again, these are all issues that you don't need to hear about, but what the hell? But then I did the workshop last week, and that was an hour and 35 minutes. Granted, 90 of those minutes were me asking questions and talking in circles, and you know what I mean, and not accomplishing anything. It's just, but the one man will be more of a presentation. It won't be interactive, folks. I guess what I'm saying is, if you're coming, pretend you like it. Because I can't. I'm in my brain. I'm in my brain about everything. What the fuck am I talking about? It's going to be great. I'm excited about it. I think what I've come up with is good and fun, and it's a work in progress. It's going to get better as it goes along. So take that, San Francisco. What a stupid thing to say. Folks, I can't wait till the show is good. Anyway, come on out this weekend and, go ahead and sit in the room while I try to get my head around it. That'll be fantastic. Won't it be great? While I try to get a handle on making this show as good as it can possibly be, why don't you sit there while I burn out all of the fucking mistakes? Come on out. I would be the anti-carnival barker. It's like I was at a carnival. I'd be like, come on in and see the freaks. They're not really quite freaks. I mean, we kind of attached like a fin to a guy's back, but who cares? Come in and enjoy it. Step right up, only a quarter. A quarter seems high, certainly, for an alligator man who's not really an alligator man, but who cares? Pay me a quarter now. Oh, dummy. I hope the shows are good just to distract from you and I in the room together. That's going to be good. I can't get past it. I hope that they have like porn that you can order on the TV. That's going to be fun. When you and I'll be sitting there in the fucking 2:30 in the morning just watching porn.
Yeah, and I do it all the time.
Yeah, I know. You did it with me. I walked in one day. Oh, dude, this was creepy. I come over here once to do the show, and Lily is here with like 2 guys, and they're watching porn. They're watching the Batman porno that came out because she went and bought it because, again, she's got a lot of dough, and she can afford to buy porn DVDs that you can find on the internet with 3 clicks, but for some reason she needed to own it. So, but I walk in, and Lily's on the couch with 2 dudes, and they're just watching porn, but they're watching it and like laughing because it's a Batman thing, and they're watching it for the camp aspect. But I can't get past the fact that the Riddler's getting blown like by a hot chick. So I walk in and like she's like, hey, sit down, you got to see this, and I'm like, and I honestly, folks, I went, no, I can't, I'm not gonna watch this. She goes, no, it's hilarious, come on, you got to watch this is the best part, and there's the Riddler, and he pulls his cock out, and he's getting sucked off in a jail, and I'm like, I can't watch this with you. I really can't, because I'm sorry, if you fucking inflate the inner tube, I got to go rafting. I'm sorry, I have to go rafting. So I can't sit here and chuckle and guffaw at porn with you. I can't even imagine, like her and two dudes on a couch. I'm sorry, she might know those dudes forever. Who were those dudes? Just friends, right? They were thinking of fucking you.
No.
Yes, they were. If they weren't there, because, I mean, dude, I was. I walked in and there's porn. I'm like, all right, there's porn and there's a girl here. All right, I'm going to get laid, right? Isn't that going to happen? I'm sorry. I can't separate the two. Maybe you can't. I can't watch porn for the laughs. I can't. I did enough of that when I was a kid, and it'd be me and like 8 dudes watching porn in a basement, all of us with a pillow on our lap and going, none of us are standing up and getting the Tombstone Pizza, because nobody wants to see that happen. I watched enough awkward porn. I don't need to start doing it again. I'm sorry. If I'm starting a lawnmower, the fucking lawn's getting mowed. If I have to start the lawnmower, I'm cutting the grass. Do you know what I'm saying? I think you do. But I walk in, these 2 dudes are just on the couch. They're like, yay, porn with Lily. I'm like, oh, awkward. That's just that smell of danger is in the air. Oh. Because now I'm in here. Because now there's 3 dudes in Lily. Now we're a caboose away from this being a goddamn movie. All right. Because, you know what? If I'd had a pizza, it would have changed everything. The whole game would have changed. Bing bong. Porn on the TV. 2 dudes on the couch. Did somebody order a pizza? Hello. 3 holes, no waiting. Let's get those 2 hands busy as well. God damn it. Sorry. So now this weekend we're going to be in the room and I'll be like, hey, what's on? Oh, I order some weird porno in the thing. Hey, should I get some champagne from room service? No, you shouldn't. You should not get champagne from room service. Not only am I going to be sleeping in the bathtub, I'll have to have the shower on. Just have a cold shower running right on my balls. Just like, go to sleep. Shut up, go to sleep. Fucking watching Spanktervision with Lily. All right. That's going to be horrible, this whole thing. And it's even worse. Like, I can't even figure out, because it'll be worse if the show's bad or if the show's good. Because if the show's bad, I'm going to want to be consoled. And if the show's good, I'm going to want to celebrate. So I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Basically, I'm going to have to find some late night food joint. And either way, that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to fucking dive in to a goddamn plate of late night sushi. Whether I'm celebrating or I'm fucking marking time to the next one. I'm going to have to do that, because I can't go back to the room and be like, yay, what a great night. Oh, awful. Going to have to find something to occupy my time. That's the thing. Is, like I said, either I'm so high from the show, I'm going to be like, I got to get laid. Or I'm going to be so low from the show, I'm going to be like, fuck, I got to get laid. But instead, I got to transfer it into food, because Karen and it's funny because our wedding anniversary is Sunday, so it's like I'll have to hold on to all of that until and I'll be celebrating a triumphant weekend, because again, it'll be great, folks. But when I come back to the room, I'll need to do something to occupy my time. You know what? Actually, I'll just spend all that time building the sheet contraption that we're going to have between us. That's what it was, again, because it's going to be a black and white night. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to come back from the show, and then I'll have to put like a curtain rod up, and then I'll put the sheet and I'll hang it between us. And by the time I'm done with that home improvement nonsense, well, hell, I'll be ready to nod off after either a triumphant show or well, fuck it. It's going to be a triumphant show. I'm not going to lie to you folks. Yeah, that's right. I did the workshop last week, and everybody was very nice when they came to the show, and it was very cool of them. It was not a big crowd, I will tell you that, which is purposely why I chose a small area, because I have a fan base that's scattered out throughout the United States, folks. Here's what we need. We need a gathering of the Schmidtalos. We need everybody to meet at some campsite. And we'd have a 3-day campground, and we'd all hang out there and talk about me. Wow, my God, that sounds great, doesn't it? Oh, for nobody but me. A 3-day celebration of me. And by the way, folks, I am a genius, right? Because I predicted the Tila Tequila thing, right?
Yeah.
I predicted Tila Tequila. And then a listener of my buddy Jake posted on my wall, there was that plane crash that it was in the Bahamas, and only one person died. And he just wrote, it actually made me laugh. He just wrote, "Dream come true." And you know what? Sort of. But only if I had been there to see it. I mean, if I'm there, then absolutely, it's the culmination of a life's work. Reading about it after the fact is, I mean, it's good for them, but I got to see some video, or I have to be there to see the plane crash. It's like tits or get the fuck out. I've got to be there. Plane crash or it didn't happen. I have to be there or it didn't happen. But I predicted the Tila Tequila thing, and I guess it didn't take a genius to think that the Juggalos would fucking hammer on her. I mean, but yeah, so it's funny. So we need a gathering of the Schmidtlos. That's what we need. Did I mention that last week? I haven't heard last week's show, folks, as I mentioned. I kept thinking about, as I read all these descriptions of the gathering of the Juggalos, because people have gone and now now it's a thing where people are going and then writing a recap of it afterwards. So I don't know if they're ironically going in under the, like I remember I said last week I wanted to go undercover to it. Part of me also thought, like, I would want to go to it, but the thing is I can't, all right, look, I don't like camping. I don't like the ground. I don't like people or sand, as I've mentioned. But if I went to like that gathering of the Juggalos, I would pay for the greatest parking, the greatest campsite. But I would only go if I had a giant RV, like an awesome RV. And but then part of me thought, what if the Juggalos destroyed it? Like, what if it turned into a thing where they were like, dude, let us in your house to have ice? And because there are pictures from the Juggalos where these people are like, almost starving, and they're laying on the ground, and they're like, I'll show my tits for ice. Like there was one with a sign like that because they needed ice or whatever. Look, it's a primeval place, the gathering of the Juggalos. Wow. And people are selling like Reese's cups for $1 or whatever. But it's all community. They're all friends and family, whatever. That's fine. But that's what I thought. If I brought my RV, would they turn on me like it was the Tila Tequila of cars? And they'd be like, dude, we must burst in and it looks nice in there. Let us in. And I'd be like, no, go sleep in your own filth in the tent, peasant. And then they'd fucking Juggalo the shit out of my RV. That'd be a drag. So that's why I can't ever go. All right. I can't ever go because I'm never buying an RV. I don't know why. By the time I save enough money to actually waste my life and buy an RV, I think the gathering of the Juggalos will be a long distant memory. The only thing that will survive from it will be the scar under Tila Tequila's eye. That's the only thing that'll be left from the gathering. Yes, and the one tear that rolls down her face. And she can't go outside for a year. That's my favorite part. She's such an idiot. That's the worst part, is now she gets to be kind of the martyr of this whole thing. And she's like, oh, yeah. And she's like, I'm going to sue them. And you're not suing anybody, you fucking munchkin. You're not doing anything. You're a fucking goofball. Oh, Christ. She's like, oh, I have these cuts on my face. And now my doctor said I can't go outside for a year. And if that's true, hail to the Juggalos. Quite frankly, I think if that's the case, they should be smashing everybody in the face that we didn't like. Hit Vanilla Ice over the head. He's got a fucking TV show. They gave Vanilla Ice a TV show where he's fixing houses. What the fuck? Please, can we discover some new talent? Again, can somebody get on shrinking that camera so we can jam it in some girl's vagina and we can watch a baby being formed? Or maybe it penetrates the ovum and makes a robot baby? Anything to keep me away from Vanilla Ice laying caulk. Honest to God. I don't get why these people keep getting chance after chance after motherfucking chance. I mean, you know what? No one gives a shit about Vanilla Ice. I don't care that he can fix a fucking house. He's not cool as ice. He hung out with the Ninja Turtles. Fuck him. God damn it. I don't get it. I can't get anywhere in this industry. I can't even sell 50 tickets a night up in San Francisco, but Vanilla Ice gets a show built in the sink. What the fuck? Off one song. Off one fucking song. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'll take a goddamn show building a sink. What, folks? Honestly, wouldn't you rather see me building a fucking sink than Vanilla Ice building a sink? Because the thing is, he has a talent for building sinks. Like, that's the thing. If you took a guy like Vanilla Ice and he's like, "Fuck, I don't know shit about sinks," and they went, "Build one and we'll film it," then that's funny. Then that's an interesting show. But now he's been doing that for like 10 years. He's been renovating houses. I don't want to see Vanilla Ice renovating a goddamn house. I barely want to see people who can renovate fucking houses. I'll leave those shows on for like 5 minutes just because I like the thrill of seeing something I will never, ever do, ever in a million years. Sometimes I don't even want to go into a house, let alone build a fucking house or fucking remodel a house. If you put me in charge of like remodeling a house, that's a show to watch because I don't know a fucking thing about remodeling houses. Isn't that more interesting to watch than a guy who knows what he's doing? Because you have no fucking clue what I will do. I'll put in like an upside-down sink. I'll make some weird M.C. Escher painting with like upside-down stairs that go nowhere. That'd be genius. Come on. Like a weird Pee-wee's Playhouse with a crazy cherry that just... people would come walking in and go, what the fuck is going on here? I go, wait a minute. Here's the cereal room. And it's like you walk in and it's just a room that's like up to your knees in Lucky Charms. Perfect. It's worth it just to see the shopping list I come up with where I've got like guys underneath me and I go, dude, you've got to go and buy 47 boxes of Lucky Charms. What the fuck? Why? Trust me, the cereal room. Back off. You need to go buy a bunch of sheets because I got to put a sheet in between the bed of every room in every bedroom. Because it's going to be very uncomfortable for the people sleeping in those rooms as they try to stare at one another and and peer at each other's silhouette while the other is sleeping. That's not going to happen this weekend, mind you, but I just want you to know that it's a possibility. All right, so. I can't shake it. I can't. Because now you were weird in the beginning of the week, but now that you're accepting of it, now I'm even weirder about it. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. All right. So that's the way it's going to be. I don't know why they keep giving these fucking guys shows. God damn it. Terrible. Someone get that shrink ray working. Get that shrink ray working. And you know what? We should film this weekend. That would be even funnier. If we just filmed like our whole weekend, like, and then we film the room, film me building the sheet. Film me putting up the sheet with the pulley. I want the sheet on a pulley. Like, so then it's like we actually lay in the bed, you and lay on one side and I lay on the other, and we can actually play the national anthem while I pulled the pulley. Went all the way to the top.
You get to Home Depot and buy that pulley.
Let's do it. No, you and I are going a day early. Let's go to San Francisco a day early. We'll build an elaborate pulley system in the room. And just so we don't have to make eye contact with each other in the middle of the night. Just so we don't have to wake up and look at each other. Oh, hi. Oh, you. All right. Pull the pulley up, fucking run the flag up. That's what we'll call it, run the flag. It's kind of, hey, you want to run the flag? And actually, no, we can't call it that because that sounds even dirtier than what we would be doing.
Dirty.
Good Lord. I can guarantee that Lily and I will not be running the flag this weekend. There will be some pulling. There may be a sheet involved, but we will not be running the flag. You guys can get me at MikeandMikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can Facebook friend me at Facebook.com/the40-year-old-boy. You can follow me on Twitter at Twitter.com/the40-year-old-boy. You can follow our friend Lily at Twitter.com/LilyVonStupp. You can follow her at Twitter.com/MNTs. You can find her at Twitter.com/RunningTheFlag. You can't, although we should make that. And if you want to write her a note, you can find Lily at burlesque411.com. That's right. Write her a note, Lily, that's Lili, at burlesque411.com.
Hey, all you fans of the 40-year-old boy. Mike's got new stuff to sell you. Stuff he hopes you'll enjoy. Just what's for sale. Of course we do not know. All we can tell you
is where you should go.
Zazzle.com, 40-year-old boy. Zazzle.com, 40-year-old boy. Zazzle.com, 40-year-old boy. ZAZZLE.com.
Is your business you?
What kind of stuff's for sale? We already told you we don't know. 'Cause Mike made us record this song way back in February. So we can only speculate just what Mike will try to sell you. Maybe his face on a tambourine or his own line of gardening equipment. Zazzle.com, 40-year-old boy. Zazzle.com, 40-year-old boy. Zazzle.com, 40-year-old boy. ZAZZLE.com.
Maybe his own line of high chairs.
ZAZZLE.com.
His face on your personal massager.
ZAZZLE.com.
Want to remind you folks, every Monday night at the 3 Clubs at 10 o'clock p.m. At Santa Monica and Vine is the Monday Night Tease, yes! Correct? Yes, indeed. Lily Von Stupp runs that show. It's the longest running and most successful burlesque show in Los Angeles. Hey, Lily.
Yes.
Who's at the Monday Night Tease this week?
Inglorious Burlesque!
Of course it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Quentin Tarantino tribute, the Inglorious Burlesque show, this August 23rd at the Santa Monica and Vine 3 Clubs, 10 o'clock p.m. Monday night. An amazing show. Do you know names of people who are going to be there? I know you're going to be there performing.
I'm going to be there. Scarlet Letter is there doing Sin City. The Snappers are doing Pulp Fiction. Christ, thanks. Mariel Alamode is doing Natural Born Killers. Vixen Violette is doing Kill Bill as well as Isabella Starr. Kill Bill 2 is Bobby Burlesque. I've forgotten someone and I don't know who and I feel bad.
There's a ton of people. Information is available.
Lulu Linares is doing Desperado.
Lulu Linares will be there doing Desperado. But again, I think the bottom line, folks, is that Vixen Violette is doing Kill Bill. And so she'll be dressed up like Go-Go. and she'll have a mace, and she'll be dancing around. I can't. I'm sorry, I was distracted. But please come to the 3 clubs and see Vixen Violette. Oh, and other people. It sounds horrible to say that. Lily will be there as well.
I kill Hitler
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see if you do. Who knows what happens?
after this weekend.
Yeah, who knows? Perhaps you and Hitler will have to build a sheet between the two of you. No, but yeah, Vixen does the go-go thing. All of it. The entire show is fantastic. I will be hosting this show, and believe me, all I will be doing is coming up and saying hello and then bringing up acts. So that's right. That's all. Believe me, that's a selling point. People are like, oh, Christ, we got to see your goofy shtick. No, come and see lots of breasts, tons of fun. The room will sell out. How many tickets do we have left right now?
I believe I have 16 left.
There are 16 tickets available right now at brownpapertickets.com. If you go and find them, you can also go to Lily's Facebook page and find them there. There's a link to go ahead and purchase tickets to the Inglorious Burlesque Show. So make sure you come out this Monday, August 23rd at the 3 Club, Santa Monica and Vine, 10 o'clock for Inglorious Burlesque Tarantino Tribute. I'm hosting, ladies dancing, lords a-leaping. It should be a lot of fun. Want to remind you folks, if you do need a trainer, a personal trainer, you want to train with Sean Richardson, who I have been visiting in the secular gym the last a couple times. I'm there tomorrow, which will be interesting, but I was there yesterday. Go to realworldfit.com and you can look up Sean Richardson, read all about him, or you can go to twitter.com/realworldfit and follow him there. And he twittered about me yesterday that he was training me, and I'm sure the Twitters were abuzz. People, I was a worldwide trending topic, folks, because they were stunned to find that I was actually working out. Yay! So that was fine. I want to thank everybody who came out to the workshop last week, and I had the show at the Avery Schreiber Theater. Paul Goebel came, and he brought Brooke, and Alfonso came, and Tyler was there, and I told you Scott and Amanda were there, and it was really fun. So who else was there? Kelly was there with Brett. They came. Donnie came. It was fun. It was a good time, and I want to thank Scott Boxenbaum and Paul Goebel for doing sets before me. That was great. Yeah, it was good. I was glad they came. It was a really good time. I thought we all had a good time. So thank you all for coming out. Hey, I want to remind you folks to go to our friend Rob Matsushita. Go to his YouTube channel. That's RMMATSUS. That's his YouTube channel. And go check out the web series Chapel, which is a currently running web series still with Emily Mills starring as Chapel. And also remember to go and check out, he's got the film Wasted Youth coming out soon. His film that he directed, his portion of it is called The Girls, and there's a trailer for The Girls online. I'm sure you can see that on his YouTube channel. So we want to thank Rob Matsushita because, again, he put together that kinetic typing trailer for The 40-Year-Old Boy and said he might be interested in doing more of those. So that would be fun if he did those. But right now I know he's on location shooting. I don't know if that's shooting for The Girls or for something else, but that our friend Rob Matsushita, go to his YouTube channel, RMMATSUS, and check out all of his stuff there. Wasted Youth is coming out. Chapel is running all the time. Go ahead and check those out every time they send out an episode with our friend Emily Mills. Want to remind you folks about burlesquebears.com if you want to go ahead and give a bear for an anniversary. I've got an anniversary coming up. Maybe I'll get one. You've also got Valentine's Day coming up in a scant 8 months. So if you... Christmas is on the way. Any sort of event, or even if you just want to say, fine, how do you do with a slut bear? Go ahead and get a burlesque bear from burlesquebears.com. Lily hand makes them, and they are fantastic, so go ahead and pick one of those up. That would be great. Visit, check them out, turn on your friends onto it, tell them, Twitter it, and make it a trending topic. That'd be fine. I'm obsessed with trending topics. Remember, we have the Zazzle store. Sold a Stripple shirt this week. Yay! So go to the Zazzle store. I'm sure there's, we might have heard something about it on this show, perhaps. Go visit the Zazzle store and see if there's any merchandise there that you want. And if you have any ideas for merchandise, write me. Tell me what you think, and I'll be happy to ignore it. Also, remember that the download sets, Year 1 and Year 2, and also the Super Angry Gaijin Happy Good Time Yelling Combo are available via the MikeSchmidtComedy.com page, the Joe Business page. So go ahead and check it out and see about buying some download sets. And also remember, if you would like to donate to the show, you can. Go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com, and in the upper left-hand corner, there will be a little Schmitty with his pocket hanging out empty, as it so often is. And if you want to go ahead and fill it with donations, please click on that and donate to the show. I want to thank everybody who has up to this point. And I actually have to run down more. We've run down some, but I'll run down more next episode. But I was a trifle distracted this week, folks, as I've told you that... in San Francisco this weekend, August 20th and 21st, come on out to the Darkroom Theater and see Mike Schmidt and that's me, yes, I'm going third person with this, come see the 40-Year-Old Boy Success is Not an Option show, my one-man show playing at the Darkroom Theater this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Tickets are available for both nights. I would love to have you buy some Friday tickets just in case they close the show early. I don't know how that works. It's Broadway. type of thing in San Francisco. Maybe we play only one night, and they go, you know what, we got to shut this thing down. So make sure you come on out Friday to the show. That'd be great. And also come out Saturday. And well, not also. You don't have to come both nights. I had a young man just write me. He said, are you going to be doing a different show both nights? I'm lucky to get through one fucking night. I'll be truly honest with you. Christ, dude, I haven't been on stage in forever. So let's all hope and pray that I get through one night.
Triumphant return.
It is, well, triumphant arrival, because it's not a return. I've only been to San Francisco a couple of times, and I didn't perform there ever. Oh, to the stage. All right, it's my triumphant return to the stage. So come out and check that out. There'll be fun. And Lily will be there. If anything, come and meet Lily. And just talk to her and try to keep her distracted as I build a sheet between the two of us at the theater to make sure nothing happens. But yeah, come on out to the Darkroom Theater. I will Twitter, and it's available on Facebook. Tickets are available at brownpapertickets.com as well for that. So come on out Friday, come out Saturday. The shows are at 10 o'clock at the Darkroom Theater this August 20th and 21st. That's Friday and Saturday in San Francisco. The 40-Year-Old Boy, Success is Not an Option. I slurred that. Success is not an option. Make sure you come out. I'm gassed. Folks, I can't lie to you. I'm obsessed with this show. I'm trying to figure out. I walk around in circles just talking and saying things last week, and I give the thumbs up. But what if I do it at the show then? What if I wind up talking in circles? All right.
There was a point in the workshop where you did that, and I was like, he's gonna break into song, and a band's gonna come running out, and, and then all of a sudden people are gonna high five, and then balloons are gonna fall.
Sure.
It's awesome.
You never know what's going to happen, folks, is the point. I mean, it could be a complete meltdown. I could shoot myself in the head. Who knows? Or it could be just fantastic. So come on out. If anything, just to have the story.
Don't shoot yourself in the head. I have to drive home.
Yeah, so you'll get home. Well, you can take whatever pay I get and fly yourself home. That'll be fine. You'll go home in style. And the good news is if I do shoot myself in the head, you'll have a sheet you can wrap me in handy. You can just go ahead and roll me up and toss me into a dumpster outside back at the Darkroom Theater in the crazy, horrible sex sheet that we had. All right.
The non-sex sheet.
The preventative sex sheet. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, that's what it's going to be. So yeah, we'll be in the room watching porn together. I'm excited about this. It's gonna be fantastic. It's a black and white night, folks. So make sure you come out. Black and white weekend. Speaking of black and white, I was watching. You know what I watched this week? I watched The Wizard of Oz this week. I know it's stupid to say, but I did. But I legitimately watched it. I TiVo'd it for Karen because I know she likes it, and I haven't seen it since I was a kid forever. It's coming out. Or it's the anniversary this week of it, or something like that, right? Isn't it like the 70th or whatever, 71st? I don't know. So maybe that's why it was on TV. But I got to be honest. I watched The Wizard of Oz, folks. And first of all, it goes much faster than it did when I was a kid. When I was a kid, it seemed to go on forever. Like it just seemed like this weird fantasy world, and it was amazing how But I watched it the other day, and it's much shorter than I remember. And I will tell you, if they film The Wizard of Oz today, that doesn't get past the first 15 minutes. You got to because I'm telling you, Dorothy's there, and she has a falling out and they're going to take her dog. So she decides to run away from town, or run away from home. So she heads off into the wilderness, and she runs into an old man with a cart deep in the woods off the beaten path. And I got to be honest, that happens now. That guy kills and rapes Dorothy right there, doesn't he? Professor Marvel, he kills Dorothy, he eats Toto, he cooks him on the open flame. That movie does not get past the 15-minute mark. It's a completely different movie. Actually, maybe it does. It's completely different. Auntie Em and everybody has to go to the wizard to try to find out what happened to Dorothy. That's what happens. Because she winds up getting killed and raped. It's like The Lovely Bones. That's what, The Wizard of Oz is kind of like The Lovely Bones. Because that's what happens is she runs off into the woods, runs into Professor Marvel, and he's like, hey, you want to see the inside of my cart? I've got a crystal ball. And the next thing you know, fucking Dorothy's, Toto's on the campfire and Dorothy's dress is torn. I mean, we don't want to see that, do we? That's why they don't remake it. Good. Keep that in 1939. That's the way it should be, for Christ's sake. And then you watch it. The Munchkins are a huge part of that, right? Whenever you think Wizard of Oz, the first thing you think of is Munchkins. You can think of Ruby Red Flippers. You can think of Gay Guys. Whatever you want to think of. That's fine. But Munchkins immediately comes to mind. Do you know they don't even get, like, individual credits? It says, and the Munchkins. Like, it doesn't even fucking tell you who they were, because that's how they saw midgets back then, are just like, fuck those people. We don't need to put their names in. Or maybe they were just trying to convey the magic of that they were really Munchkins, which is even worse for those people, because then when they show up to audition to be an elf or something, they're like, I'm sorry, you're like a Munchkin. We need an elf. They're like, fuck that, dude. I can play both. I'm just a short guy in pants trying to get a job. For God's sakes, help me out. Help a half-brother out. But unfortunately, no. And the Munchkins. What a dismissive sweep of the hand. Fuck all you people with your Lollipop Guild nonsense. And the Munchkins. We don't even bother to put your name in. Who did they write the check to? Short guy number 1, here you go, Munchkin, you fuck. Take this to the bank. If they can see you over the counter, maybe they'll cash it for you. I don't think they will, though. Maybe 3 of you can put an overcoat on and pretend to be a human. That's awful. Why would you dismiss the Munchkins like that? Why do you tear them up? It makes no sense. God damn it. I don't know why you would hurt the Munchkins like that. I would never do that. I'm very insulted. Why do I spit out this random bullshit that nobody fucking cares about? I am peddling obscenity. I am going to get a whole fucking army of you people, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to listen to me and then do nothing for an entire fucking week. I can't be trusted. Don't you people know this? It was like the Back to the Future of suck. I don't want to have a boner in somebody else's pants. I need to shoot up heroin and jog. Hey, ass fuck, are you listening to anything that I'm saying to you? Fuck, somebody's got to shut that old guy up. And I'm like, fuck you! I'm not a potato! I'm a goddamn cantaloupe! Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike.